One of my favorite ways to get lost is actually the imbalance of the interventions we choose. We just do too much of the wrong stuff. Let's check back on the 4 different types of interventions which I see, and maybe also what are the characteristics and the imbalance of them. It's actually amazing how often ideas get dumped on people, and we are surprised that they are not buying into them. So just throwing ideas on people doesn't create ownership, and without their ownership it doesn't work. So we also often have to work with interventions which help people to see the demand or the sense of urgency to take ownership. Actually, in many environments, creating a sense of urgency is enough to actually get started and let them create solutions. If the world is too fuzzy, most people get stuck as well. So look for interventions which help people really to make the situation, the problem, more specific where they can work on. The more specific they see where they can act, the more likely is they get to action. Even if people have a sense of urgency, have a specific understanding on where they need to act on, and have ideas to do it, we often have to look for facilitating and enabling them on how to bring it up to life, because it's too challenging for them on their own to get there. So here a more specific example which I hope will make it more clear on how to distinguish between the different types and how they interconnect with one another. So one example for creating a demand and a sense of urgency might be that you're taking care of that the product backlog is really organized by the business importance and not by the skills available. Based on that, the team might uncover that they are not prepared for what is really top priority, and that they have weak points. After a group got more aware of, okay, for the top items of the backlog, we are not really prepared to work in direction of the business, a next step might be to create more concreteness by actually doing a skill mapping where you take the top items, map out which skills are needed for them, and check back where we have a broader set of skills and where we are limited in order to focus on that. If you're having a more concrete understanding what is needed and there is a certain demand, you actually can just already start gathering ideas on how we can broaden our skills. You maybe not even need to share yours. But the key part is now you have the conditions to bring them in. With such approaches, you usually then have a clear sense of urgency and demand in place, having a concreteness in the part in there, and having great ideas. Now it's about helping it to create a frame that people actually work on that specifically and stay on board to really see the progress. So for example, create a slow lane where people can experiment with new ideas for knowledge exchange and integrate an update on your state on how you prepare to work on the right items into the sprint review to see your progress or not. So I hope these examples were insightful, but check really back on the stuff you're working on right now. Do you have the right balance of different interventions? Or are you just doing solution dropping and wonder why nobody's jumping on them and is really excited? Take action, make things happen. Good luck with that.